So welcome back to another episode, and I'm joined by Russell, who runs Press Start Video Games in Vancouver here, and today we're going to talk about our hype for the Switch 2 and our predictions and some rumors that we have heard about. We're going to talk about all of that today, and I'll ask you guys, are you excited about the Nintendo Switch 2? Let us know down below. So the console has been shown. We saw one early game, which was Mario Kart 9, which is kind of like an interesting thing. I'm going to ask you, because Russell has a store, and he's got a lot of memories with Nintendo. What was your thoughts when you saw the Switch 2? And be honest, were you kind of like underhyped? Were you overhyped? Were you like, oh?
When I first saw the Switch 2, I had a little bit of underhypeness, to be honest, and it's mostly just because it kind of just looked like a Switch, which is not a problem. I understand that was sort of the progression that we're going for, because it'll run better, assumably, and all these type of things. So I was underhyped, but the more I thought about it, the more I kind of wanted it, just because I think the Switch is getting a little old.
It definitely. And that's not an unpopular opinion to say.
No.
I mean, we need a little bit more power there. The slowdown in some of the games.
Like, if you play like any like AAA game like Witcher or Doom or whatever, you're gonna get a little bit of that chonking kind of ju. And we kind of want to eliminate that, because I've always felt that the Switch, even from the get-go, was a little more underpowered than the other consoles that we had.
Always has been.
So, and that's sort of Nintendo's shtick. I think they were only had better power in the GameCube days.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they've always been
a generation behind.
A generation behind, and about the games, their development, their in-party exclusives. You know, those were all really good, and they knew how to develop for. But other games like Witcher 3 was a good example. You know, Skyrim, all these sort of things always ran a little slower on the Switch.
They're not optimal. They're not the PC versions.
And that's okay.
And that's okay. I defended like Link's Awakening, you know, some of the slowdown going from section to section because I like the game so much. What kind of hurt the reveal was it had all got leaked. And it was legit. It wasn't fake stuff. I was watching the presentation, I'm like, oh yeah, we've seen this.
I remember this. Yeah.
I remember this from last week, like everything. And it I think that's what took the sales out of it for a lot of people.
I have a hard time with leaks because I try to avoid them, mostly because I don't know if they're true or not.
Sure.
But also exactly that. It ruins that surprise. So when you see it finally, like, oh, it is what I saw earlier. And that kind of sucks. But I do like aspects of it. I think I know it's a silly one, but I think changing the way the controllers connect on the side is smart.
Yes.
Because the rails are archaic. They're, in my opinion.
And listen, I got mine here, and it's like, people can say whatever they want, but it's a bit loose.
Rattly. So you can actually, I've had to do this on consoles that come in the store. I actually just tighten the screws on the rails.
Yeah, but you shouldn't have to do that.
But you shouldn't have to do that.
And that's the whole thing about all
what
this.
Is that about? That's why I meant by saying it's archaic.
Yeah.
So like going up to a new idea with, I don't know if they're using magnets or whatever.
Well, Nintendo talked a long time ago that they wanted to use magnets on the original Switch.
Yeah,
that's one of the ideas that they wanted to do.
One of those sort of things that we were thinking, like, are they going to use that or not? And I think changing the controller scheme that way is great. Making it bigger, fabulous idea. Always make it bigger. I think shrinking things down isn't always great. I like getting things bigger.
Yeah, and nothing was broken with the Switch design, like quite literally. It was perfect.
Yeah, it was
but again, we weren't blown away. Like, I was like, hey, this is pretty cool, but we'd seen it before. Remember the first time you saw the Switch reveal? Whoa.
Because it was such a different thing. It was. I was actually talking to my friend about this the other night. Innovation is what Nintendo's known for. Yeah. It's hard to be innovative in a market that we're only doing small step-ups now because we have nothing to innovate towards.
That's true.
So the Switch 2 is exactly what we expect. It's a better Switch.
More
is
power.
That bad? Do we want more? I always want more, but is it bad? I don't think it's bad. It's just how the market is right now.
Well, here's a question. When you saw the reveal and you saw Mario Kart 9, and we've had Mario Kart 8 Deluxe for many, many years now. I remember reviewing this with Victor Lucas back in the day, and that's like so many years ago. I can't even believe it.
I'm not sure if this is confirmed. Is it confirmed as Mario Kart 9?
Well, that Jill, when I did my reveal, I said, I think it's Mario Kart 9.
Does. It probably is.
It probably. It hasn't been officially revealed.
What if it's Mario Kart 8 Super Deluxe?
No.
It's got new DLC.
No. Because
that's what they did with the Switch, though.
I know, because they had the Wii U version, and then it just continued on. And it's I've said it's a 10 out of 10 game.
Yeah.
But what were your real thoughts when you saw it? You were like,
I thought it looked more of the same. Oh, Mario Kart, great. The only thing that gives me hype there is it might be called Mario Kart 9. That's why I made that assumption. It's an assumption.
It isn't. It's not.
It's a good assumption.
Yeah.
It most likely is, but I do really think it would be funny if Nintendo just said it was Mario Kart 8 Game of the Year Deluxe or something.
But the thing is, if you actually look at the video, it looks like it's showing multiplayer. So I think that'll be a big selling point.
It would have been nice to see something new. Nintendo, because they're only innovating so far right now.
Sure.
So having a game that they show that's actually new, like say they did something like an F-Zero game or something, that would have added hype to the announcement.
But so my thoughts on this are, I never thought that they would launch a console with a Mario Kart game. But here's my thing. I'd always thought they'd show a Mario game.
Yeah,
and
sure.
we're going to get into all of this.
That's a good point.
I believe, and I don't know the sales numbers, but I think Mario. Let's see, we had Mario Odyssey and we had Mario Kart Deluxe. Which do you think sold better?
Mario Kart for sure. 100%.
And so now this is a flagship title now.
Yeah, it is.
Things have changed from the old days where Nintendo has never launched with a Mario Kart game. Not with an official console.
They really
not a
haven't.
console.
No, they haven't really launched with. Wait, what did 3DS or DS?
I'm not talking about handhelds. I'm talking about consoles.
Okay.
That's why I like.
Because I know Mario Kart DS came out really close to the beginning of Mario DS.
So it's really interesting. I think this has more of a what you would call a mass appeal.
Sure.
Now, so that's why they showed it, because they thought everybody would go, oh wow, yeah, which I did. You know, sure they changed like Donkey Kong's look and things. I know people were going on and like no big deal, but I didn't really think too much about that. I was like, that's fine. But I think that I'm surprised that they're launching with this, but it makes sense. And I think they're going to show a next generation Mario game in April when they do the full unveil.
Like an Odyssey 2 or
well,
something.
that is the rumor that I want to talk about. And the rumor is that it's an Odyssey 2.
I think Odyssey 2 would have been great. Honestly, here's the thing. You were mentioning it before with the Mario Kart. The thing is it does have a high demographic, sure.
Yeah.
It has mass appeal. But once again, we're talking about the same thing about when we released the Switch 2, that it's just a technical step up. So let's just be more technical about it and release Mario Kart 9, because this has got the widest mass appeal. And I was thinking that it would be more exciting if they announced something like maybe that is not a Mario game or something that creates that mass appeal. I think having a Mario game's fine. Mm-hmm. But say they announced like something like a new Luigi's Mansion or something a little different that can show the ability of the Switch 2, because we don't know what the specs are.
Not at all.
So even if it was a Mario game, like Odyssey 2, I think actually would have been the best idea. But that might not even be done yet.
But remember one thing, we have to hold back a second. That reveal was a reveal of the hardware.
Yes.
To even see a game was kind of like a novel. Like,
that's why
that
I
was an
joked
extra
that
thing.
It still might have been Mario Kart 8.
And hey, I've got something to say that will be very controversial. And I absolutely loved Mario Odyssey. I gave it a 9 out of 10 with Victor Lucas back in the day when we reviewed it when it first came out. Okay. I really enjoyed this game, a real successor to Mario 64. We finally got that. But I don't want a Mario Odyssey 2.
Okay.
I want a full open 3D world to explore, more like Bowser's Fury. And I talked about this a lot. What I kind of want is, I'm not against Mario Odyssey. I just want a new Mario and something like that will just blow me away.
Like something new.
I want something new. I just don't want to see Cappy back again with more techniques. I want something completely new.
More like when Mario Galaxy came out, how it was like a new concept and a new 3D roaming Mario game. We want something new. Like they came up with Mario Odyssey. We know they've came up with Galaxy in the past.
Yeah.
Bowser's Fury was an amazing add-on to Mario 3D World. Where is that new Mario aspect that we haven't seen
I want
yet?
a wow factor.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't just want a 2 beside it or a 9 beside it.
Let's get away from the sequelitis. Let's
well, they have to. We all understand it. And we will love playing these games.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think what it was, that playing games like, Tears and Breath of the Wild kind of really showed me what Nintendo was capable of. Yeah. And I was like, what could they do with a Mario game that was fully open world? Like, it's extraordinary to even think about that. And I'm hoping that the rumors are kind of not true, that it's not just a Super Mario Odyssey 2.
Okay, fair. It could be just because when they were developing it looked like it was a 3D world, so they're just calling it Mario Odyssey 2. That's also a possibility.
It's also a possibility.
Rumors are like that, so...
Rumors are like that. So what do you think? What are your predictions for the console getting released? We haven't seen the reveal that will show all of this information, but when they launch this machine, what do you think they're launching it with?
Definitely Mario Kart. They can't go back on that.
They can't go back on that.
They have to do it with Mario Kart. I would love to see a Metroid Prime 4.
As a release?
At least within the first year. Because that one's been on the back burner forever, so this is like remastered.
The remastered version.
But, I mean, how long have we been waiting for that? Like, they teased it with just the title, and it got like a jillion views on YouTube.
Well, we've been waiting for it
and
for
then
so
they
long.
had to, it's been in development hell for a little bit, from what I understand, and that kind of sucks. So it'd be great to see what they've been doing on that, because I know that they switched it over studios, and they've got a lot of work done on it, so it should be there.
Well, here's the thing.
There was a little thing for it not too long ago.
Yeah.
I swear.
Do you think that they will launch a Switch 2 with two big games, like a Mario Kart 9 and a Metroid Prime at the same time?
No.
That's what
Nintendo
I
does
think.
not do
They
that,
never
no.
do that. I say they launch with Mario Kart 9. It's a good way to launch. And in that window of the first couple of months, then all of a sudden, because let's have a look at the launch. The launch is going to be after June. And the reason why is because they're having showings of this from April to June around the world. It's kind of like the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, they're doing it like, all over the world. I think it's a fall release, personally.
Yeah. So
because they like to do it before Christmas.
Yes.
So they get all those Christmas sales in. Fall release is a big time for
August,
gaming.
September.
We usually get a lot of good games in fall. They're definitely going to have to release it with a couple titles to begin with, but I think they're going to be like... I think if they have one big title, say it's Mario Kart, they might do like an Animal Crossing or something.
No.
Sure.
They're not going to launch the Mario. No,
Animal Crossing.
No way.
No. So do you know when Animal Crossing New Horizons came out, they did not expect it to do that well. It was supposed to be just a title but because of the COVID and everybody at home, everybody bought Animal Crossing New Horizons, and it became one of their best-selling games. But back in the day, they really didn't see Animal Crossing as that much pull.
Yeah, well now it's
now
massive. If they released that, it'd be a. I believe the launch with a. Obviously Mario Kart 9 and a title that will not be 1-2 Switch, but it'll be very similar, showing the capabilities of the Switch 2's mouse.
They 100% do this. Yeah,
yes.
They always like to show the capabilities, so they have like a game like 1-2 Switch or Wii Sports or something like this where like it shows the capabilities of the console. Like, we don't know what this console is going to do different than the Switch, but usually Nintendo slides something in there, and that is what they will present with a game like 1-2 Switch or whatever they're going to call it.
Which is a 10 out of... No, it's not.
3-4 Switch. That's what it'll be. 3-4 Switch 2.
There you go. I know. And I'll be showing what you can do with the Joy-Cons.
Milk.
Is there any like guesstimations that you have for what this Joy-Con connectivity would be, like to use it as a mouse? Like, what do you think?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I was like this when the Wii came out. I'm not a big fan of motion control. I don't think it's great all the time. It's good in certain aspects, and certain games do it well. It depends on the development. But I don't know what they would do with, like, maybe a Mario Paint. That would have been crazy.
So actually, my friend JKB, he said that to me, what if they do a Mario Paint? And I said this to him, it's not the 90s anymore where people don't have computers and software to do that.
But it would be like this. It would be like a 1-2 Switch type of title. It would be called Mario Paint.
What if,
but it would have a bunch of things in it.
What if we take that idea about like a Mario Paint, but you have the controls and you can interact in a game environment?
That'd be kind of cool. Like, you change aspects to kind of like that would be cool. And I think Mario Paint would be a good shoehorn thing in for Nintendo to use as an aspect to present that.
This is the answer, I think. So you're playing a game and you can like paint with the things. You can move things on the screen, and that would make a lot of sense.
It reminds me of like Okami when you're doing like the painting of the different aspects.
It'll be something like that. Something kind of artsy and technical, but with a game kind of environment in there as well. So there's my prediction that Mario Kart 9 and kind of 3-4-2 Switch.
I think the 3-4 Switch concept is definitely like a safer prediction.
I don't have to call it Mario Paint, but you never know. Something in
Mario
that wheelhouse.
Paint could be revived. Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, they just have to do more with it. They can't do what we used to do back in the day. It has to be more.
The one thing that we will not get, we won't get
these.
We won't get these, but we won't get them because they're already launching with possibly a racing game. Is two games that me and Russell would love to see again: Wave Race and F-Zero. We would love to see these games. So these games could have made a surprise appearance, but they won't because they already have a flagship racing game. Why would they compete with themselves? They won't. So this is something I had hopes for. This is crushed. This is not going to happen.
F-Zero is always going to not exist.
Yeah, they'll never do F-Zero.
And Wave Race, it feels forgotten.
Well, not by me.
I love Wave Race.
I love Wave Race. They're crazy.
It's so good.
It's too soon for Luigi's Mansion.
I wish it would do one. My kid loves this.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
I've been playing it forever.
Yeah, it's great.
Hello?
I heard rumors about this one. I heard that there's rumors that there was some sort of development with something, but that will be way down the line.
Way down the line.
It's not going to be maybe like a few years in or something.
I think we'll see a Mario game maybe that Christmas.
Maybe. We do know that there will be another one of these coming because it's already been announced.
They're not making more Pokemon. That's not happening. That's a
no, they're like,
never
no,
happening.
Pokemon, no. But we know that the Z or Z or whatever.
And they'll be working on a Switch 2. Yeah, this game is definitely coming.
That will be for Switch 2, sure. But
always a Fire Emblem game is in the works.
Oh, there's going to be a Monster Hunter game, I guarantee it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
There's always a Monster Hunter
there
game.
Will always that's definitely happening.
Yeah.
Is there any other predictions of things I'm thinking about? Yeah, in that first window.
Do you think they're going to have any new accessories? Like, I heard that they were doing some VR development.
Or that there was a thing that you could put a second screen on.
Yeah, there's been rumors about things like VR development, extra screens, different connectivities.
Yeah.
Modularness, about, like, can it do anything other than just what it is? Maybe you could switch its screens, or who knows what you could do with the dot connectivity that they haven't played around with yet. I don't know.
It's really fascinating. I'm just trying to figure out. The thing I'm trying to take away from all is, where does Metroid Prime 4 fit in? Is that a launch title?
Metroid Prime 4 has been in development for so long. This is why I mentioned it, because it needs to come out.
Yeah, we're just showing the remastered
It needs to come
one.
out.
Yeah.
We need Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah, but I'm so curious. I think that they're going to launch with something like, obviously it's not their first party games, but like a Red Dead Redemption and all the games that we've seen already.
That's the thing.
We've already played a lot of them already, but they'll be there.
There'll be lots of that.
And there'll be like not enhanced versions, but there'll be some stick thing in there that probably uses the Joy-Cons in some weird way.
We also might get a thing like when the Switch 2 comes out, because it's more powerful, we might see AAA games being ported over to like Silent Hill 2 remake.
Yes,
things
exactly.
like these I expect to see eventually, if not within the first year, on the Switch 2. Mostly because other devs want to get in on this. They want to get their stuff out there on the new console.
Yeah.
I feel like those are definite things.
Yeah, I think for a Zelda title, I don't think we'll see one of those for a few years.
No.
Not for a couple of years.
Unless they do like a little small one, because I know that they're talking about after the Link's Awakening remake and all that stuff. They've been like, well, it's a separate one, so they might make more of those.
I was thinking that they probably might go back and do seasons.
Seasons would be interesting.
But that's one that I thought that they would do. It just seems that that's in their wheelhouse to do. Is there anything else you're thinking about with the Switch 2?
I want to see some innovation.
Innovation.
I just don't know what they could innovate to.
It's just gonna be more. It's just gonna be more powerful.
Stick drift. I'm always worried about that.
Yeah, we all are.
I think we should go to what do they call it? Like hollow switches or whatever. They're a type of switches that don't drift ever, but they're more expensive. They haven't done this yet.
They're saying the system's gonna cost 400 Canadian.
400 Canadian. That's not bad.
That's not bad.
That's a great price.
That's a great price point, and that's why you're gonna get hardware that they're guesstimating is gonna be like a PlayStation 4 Pro.
How many games do you feel that a console should launch with? I hear this complaint a lot in the store where there's no games for it. There's no games for it at launch. We got like a couple games. Like
there should be a couple of first parties.
Yeah,
Big time.
right? And that's
Big
why
time.
we were talking about that. Like Mario Kart 9, but like we can't do another Mario game. We can't do something too big, but we have to do something in between.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a Kirby game? I don't know. There's a lot of Kirby
Yeah,
games.
something that we're not thinking about, like a smaller style.
I think
game.
Kirby games are pretty popular with the masses. They usually
Yeah.
come out with a few of those a year, actually. So, and they're not
Yeah.
like big push ones. So we might see a Kirby game.
I think in that trailer that comes in early April, They'll show the system, obviously, everything that it can do, and the games. And some games will be like launch window, blah, blah, blah. But they'll definitely show the next generation Mario game. That will be there. Mario Odyssey 2. I'm not a hater. I just was really hoping for a brand new Mario title. Like Mario Universe. Yeah. Something like that.
I would love to see a Wario game again.
I think you'll see something like that.
A platforming Wario game. I think the last one was Shake It for Wii. And it wasn't even that good. The old Wario Land, even like, dare I say, on the Virtual Boy was a really good game. And the ones that were on the handhelds were really good games. We haven't had a Wario platforming game since Shake It. There was a 3D Wario game that was really good called Wario World for GameCube.
Yeah.
And it would be great to see something like that. And that would be really funny, too, if they released with a Wario game instead of, like, a Mario 3D game. They had a Wario 3D game. I think that would be hilarious.
It'd be hilarious, but I don't think it would do as well as you would think it would.
We're looking at games that aren't the top-tier ones, because we're getting Mario Kart 8. Or Mario Kart 9, sorry.
Yeah.
But, like, things we're getting already, like, what are those second-tier, first-party titles that we're looking for? A Kirby, for sure, I think.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's always going to be there. Like Kid Icarus is long and forgotten.
Kid Icarus.
Like, it's long and forgotten. I mean,
I like Kid Icarus.
I like Kid Icarus too, but I mean, you know, one thing I'm going to talk about two right now that are dreams of mine, and you can tell me how crazy I am to even dream this.
Crazy.
Star Tropics.
Star Tropics.
Star Tropics, maybe a remake of the first one.
You get nostalgic on
Of course. I love Star Tropics quite a lot. Bring back like Star Tropics, do a 3D remake of that. But that could be really cool. But you know, the one, I'm gonna bring it over here.
Oh, here we go.
I know it's a pipe dream. It's not gonna happen. I know, but the Mother series. What if they remade the first game and second game? You know, something I don't know.
That would be amazing.
I know. But
I've always wished that, but it's such a pipe dream to me.
And it's so. Can I ask you a question about Earthbound?
Sure.
In all your knowledge,
I love Earthbound.
In all your knowledge of owning a game store, do you think that it has the popularity? Do you think if they brought out an Earthbound, it would do well?
I think this day and age, maybe. Keep in mind that when Earthbound came out back on the Super Nintendo, it was not popular.
No.
It ended up in discount bins.
Yeah.
Nobody had it. There was bins full of this silly game. And it only took time for us to realize how amazing it was.
Yeah.
And I think that time has now become a thing. And I think gamers at least are excited. But it's definitely still niche market.
Yeah.
But I think it would do well.
But in Smash, they had the characters in Smash.
They did. That really helped propel it.
That's what I'm talking about. That actually helped propel the Fire Emblem characters in the original as well, and all of that. So like
that's a good point.
Has Nintendo just completely abandoned it? And it's a pipe dream. I know I'm just dreaming. Let me dream. Let me have a bit of fun.
Let him dream.
Let me have a bit. Let me have a bit of fun and live in a world that Nintendo releases a Mother Earthbound again. I mean,
Earthbound game, a F-Zero game, a Wave Race, even.
I know anything.
Forgotten franchise.
Pilot Wings?
Pilot Wings.
I would play Pilot Wings.
Oh, hey, you know what? I've thought about this. Pilot Wings would also be a great game for this kind of concept.
Yeah.
If they did a Pilot Wings for a release title that was like a pack-in or something that displayed its ability right up there with Mario Paint, I think Pilot Wings. Didn't they do something similar 3D as they did Pilot Wings Resort? And it was fun. But I think for a main console, I think a Pilot Wings would be a good one for that.
Well, how about like the idea that we have for Switch 2 is that it's kind of like a Mario Paint game, but with different games in there, like with different sections.
Yeah.
So there'd be like a flight simulator thing, and
they could add they could do sort of like Nintendo Land.
Yeah, great example. Great way to put it. And so you can kind of visit all these different things, but do it like in a better presentation, simpler.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see. I'll ask you guys, what are you excited about the Nintendo Switch 2? Are you picking up this system when it comes out, or are you going to wait? I talked to Rob the other day, and he says, oh, yeah. I said, are you excited? He said, oh, yeah, I'll wait.
Oh, wow.
And I think some people are going to have a wait-and-see attitude.
Yeah, that's fine.
You know,
I respect that.
I respect that. But
I always buy right away.
I always buy right away.
Because I'm crazy.
I bought every Nintendo console at launch. I've never missed one. Yeah, no, I'm excited about this one. I'm excited about the possibilities. Let us know if you guys are excited, or are you gonna do the whole wait and see? So anyways, guys, until next time. How dare you point?
I always point.